Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 We can recite together. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye shinmatam swakatha krishna punyashravana kirtana hridayantasto yabhadrani vidunoti sarsatam nashtaprayashu bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhakti Nashiki Grantra Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Thank you, dear devotees, for your presence and association. I seek your blessing so that I can present Srimad Bhagavatam following the mode of Guru Parampara. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing our reading, Canto 1, Chapter 19. We'll cover 11 and 12 texts today. I will read 11, you can repeat after me, and 12 I will just read through later. Text 11. Anne Cha Devarashi Brahmarashi Varya Rajrashi Varya Arunadaya Cha Nana Arashe Pravaran Sametan Abhyarchya Raja Shirasa Bhavande Anye च देवर्षि ब्रह्मर्षि वर्या राजर्षि वर्या अरुणादयश्च नानाश्रय प्रवरान् समेतान् अभ्यर्चये राजा शिरसा भवन्दे अन्ये च देवर्षि ब्रह्मर्षि वर्या राजर्षि वर्या अरुणादयश्च नानाशय प्रवरान् समेतान् अभ्यर्च्य राजा शिरसा भवन्दे अन्ये च देवर्षि ब्रह्मर्षि वर्या राजर्षि वर्या अरुणादयश्च नानाश्रय प्रवरान् समेतान् अभ्यर्चये राजा शिरसा भवन्दे Word for word translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Anye, many others, Cha, also, Devarshi, saintly demigods, Brahmarshi, saintly Brahmanas, Varya, topmost, Rajarshi, Varya, topmost saintly kings, Arunadaya, a special rank of Rajarshis, Cha, and Nana, many others, Arishe Pravaran, chief amongst the dynasties of the sages, Sametan, assembled together, Abhyarchya, by worshipping, Raja, the emperor, Shirasa, bowed his head to the ground, Vavande, welcome. Translation. There were also many other saintly demigods, kings, and special royal orders called Arunadayas, a special rank of Rajarshis from different dynasties of sages. When they all assembled together to meet the emperor Parikshit, he received them properly and bowed his head to the ground. Purport. The system of bowing the head to the ground to show respect to superiors is an excellent etiquette which obliges the honored guest deep into the heart. Even the first grade offender is excused simply by this process. And Maharaj Parikshit, although honored by all the rishis and kings, welcomed all the big men in that humble etiquette in order to be excused from any offenses. Generally, at the last stage of one's life, this humble method is adopted by every sensible man in order to be excused before departure. In this way, Maharaj Parikshit implored everyone's goodwill for going back home, back to Godhead. Text 12. Translation. After all the rishis and others had seated themselves comfortably, the king, humbly standing before them with folded hands, told them of his decision to fast until death. Purport. Although the king had already decided to fast until death on the bank of the Ganges, he humbly expressed his decision to elicit the opinions of the great authorities present there. Any decision, however important, should be confirmed by some authority. That makes the matter perfect. This means that the monarchs who ruled the earth in those days were not irresponsible dictators. They scrupulously followed the authoritative decisions of the saints and sages in terms of Vedic injunction. Maharaj Parikshit, as a perfect king, followed the principles by consulting the authorities, even up to the last days of his life. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, in these two verses, we understand the importance of bowing down. Also, it is mentioned about different rishis that have assembled. Yesterday, we heard there are different levels of rishis: Brahma rishis, Raj rishis, Maharishis, Devarishis. So I was checking what is the meaning of a rishi. Uh, in word-to-word translation, I found rishi means one who is the seer. So one who does not see the world by just this material vision, but by Shastra Chakshu. So most of the people, they see the world through the modes of nature they are in. So everybody is seeing the world in different reality. This in organizational behavior, this term is called perception of reality. The way I see things are different from somebody else who sees the same thing can appear differently to different people. For example, a car mechanic, when he sees a car which is defective, he can see the car and he can actually see what is the problem. But a person who is a driver who doesn't know the mechanics of the car, he may see the same car, but he doesn't know what is the issue. So both of them are seeing, but here in this car, the mechanic is the real seer because he has the knowledge. He has the shastra. So similarly, a sage is one who has the knowledge of what is the difference between matter and spirit. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, there are 20 items of knowledge. In chapter 13, text 8 through 11, Krishna says, to know the difference between matter and spirit, that is called knowledge. In 13th chapter, Krishna also says, um, to know the difference between Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Kshetra means the field of activities of the body, and Kshetrajna is the knower of this body. That is real Gyan. Kshetra Kshetrajnayor Jnanam Yattat Jnanam Matam Mama. So, Kshetra, this field of activity, the body is compared to a field. Why? Because there are 5 gross elements: water, earth, fire, air, ether, and there are 3 subtle elements: mind, intelligence, and ego. So, this is our field of activities that we can utilize to engage with the world. And then there is a Kshetrajna. Kshetrajna means, Gya means to know. So one who is the knower of this field is Kshetrajna. So he is the soul and the super soul. There are two in this body. They are known as Kshetrajna. I know my body. I can't know others' bodies. So Vishal Prabhu knows his body. Balram Gopal Prabhu knows his body. But we don't know each other's bodies, how they act. Of course, we can have a little bit knowledge, but not entirely. However, Krishna is the ultimate knower. He knows everybody's body, what's going on. So that's why he is known as Abhigna Surat, one who is independent and he is the knower of everything. Anumantacha, Upadrishtacha Anumantacha. He is the witness and he is the sanctioner. He can see what we are doing and then he sanctions what we want to do. So Krishna is the ultimate seer. and we are subordinate seers. So one who knows, one who sees as per the Shastra is non-different from Krishna. Uh, Vedas are non-different from Krishna. So one who sees in alignment with the Shastras, he is the real seer. So that is the definition of a rishi. And then according to the different levels of understanding of a rishi or maturity, they are classified as Maharishi, Raj Rishi, Dev Rishi, or Brahma Rishis. So Raj Rishis are those who are working in the world as kings, as rajas, but still they have the knowledge of spiritual truths. So they are philosopher kings. Dev Rishis are demigods. They can travel across the planetary systems, but still they are seers, rishis. So there are ordinary demigods who are there, who enjoy, who have more powers than humans. But then there are Dev Rishis like Narada. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says um, that Devrishi, I'm Narada amongst all the demigods, right? Among the sages, amongst the demigods, I'm Narada. Among the demigods, Krishna says I'm Indra, the king of the demigods. And then we have Brahma Rishi, who are Brahmanas, and they are rishis. We heard the story of Vishwamitra yesterday, that Vishwamitra wanted to become like Vashishta because he was so powerful that Vashishta defeated the king without doing anything. He was sitting, and so many soldiers came out the body of Kamadhenu, the cow, and they annihilated the army of Vishwamitra. So Vishwamitra first became Maharishi by his austerities, and then he wanted to achieve the level of Brahma Rishi. These are the different hierarchies of Brahma Rishi, of the rishis, of the seers of truth. So all of them assembled here to witness the last 7 days of Parikshit Maharaj, because Parikshit Maharaj was a pure devotee, and all the rishis understand that devotional service is the highest perfection of life. So they want to see how Parikshit Maharaj will leave his body. They want to understand for themselves so that they can purify their own consciousness and they can understand how they can leave their bodies in this world. So when any devotee passes away, all the other devotees want to be there, be present there to support that devotee in his passing, and also to learn the art of leaving this world. So that's why all the sages have assembled here to for helping Parikshit Maharaj in going back home, back to Godhead, and also to learn from Parikshit Maharaj how to leave this world. And we can see how Parikshit Maharaj is showing his humility by bowing down his head to the ground. This is given in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 34. It says, Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updekshyantite jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. How does one receive knowledge? By being humble. Pranipatena, one offers obeisances, respect. Pariprashnena, by offering inquiries, submissive inquiries. Sevaya, by service. So in this case, Parikshit Maharaj is offering his surrender, his obeisances. When we offer the highest thing that we have in the lowest place that others have. So feet are considered the lowest in the body and head is considered the highest. We know the comparison which is given in many places by Prabhupada, that um, the worker class is compared to the feet, the brahmanas are compared to the head. So when I offer my head in the feet of somebody, I'm saying that I'm putting the highest thing I have in the lowest thing in your that you have. So I'm offering my humility and respect to you, and I request you to excuse me of all my offenses and to give your mercy. So that's why the head is bowed down in the feet of other people. That's why we touch the feet and we take that dust on our head. So here Parikshit Maharaj is at the end of his life, and he wants to be excused of all his offenses that he may have committed intentionally or unintentionally. And he wants to receive the mercy of the sages so that he can go back home, back to Godhead. We also see in the story of Bhishma Dev's passing away, when Bhishma Dev was leaving at the battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna along with Pandavas, they came to seek guidance for Yudhishthir Maharaj so that Yudhishthir can be pacified after killing of so many people in the battle, and then he can rule the world in a nice way. So when all the people came, and many sages assembled, actually that purport is given in 196 purport that was referred to yesterday. It is from Bhishma Dev's passing away. Because so we can see that sages assembled that time when Bhishma was passing away, and now when Parikshit is passing away. And practically all the sages are given in both of these purports. So Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you. So we can see here that when Bhishma was passing away, he offered obeisances to them mentally. How do we greet others when somebody comes to meet us at our home? We offer sweet words, we offer a place to sit down, and we offer some water. So, body, mind, and words, we offer respect to them. But because Bhishma was lying down on the arrow of beds, he could not stand up. He could not offer his obeisances, but he offered obeisances mentally. Here, Parikshit Maharaj is offering obeisances through his body, mind, and words. So, this is how we greet somebody who comes to our home or who comes to meet us. When Srila Prabhupada was leaving, actually, he was in a very in a very remorseful stage. Even when his god brothers came to meet him, he was telling Prabhupada was saying, "Please excuse me. I have committed many offenses to you." So, but these god brothers of Prabhupada, they were saying, "No, no, you have committed no offenses. You have done great. You have done wonderful. You have fulfilled the prophecy of Guru Maharaj." Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur by giving Krishna consciousness to the entire world. But Prabhupada was in the mood of remorse. He wanted to be excused of all his offenses. So that should be the mood of a devotee. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj says that we should meet and greet other devotees just like those devotees will be around us at our deathbed. Always remember that this devotee will be with me at my deathbed. So that's how we should be treating other devotees. So this is very instructive. His Grace Vaisheshika Maharaj, he says that we should treat other devotees like that. This is my last interaction with them. We don't know how many interactions we have with another devotees. So be very careful while dealing with devotees. I was also thinking about different pastimes in Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita where somebody was excused, even though first class offender. Srila Prabhupada says here in the purport, even a first class offender is excused of his offenses if he bows down his head in front of somebody. So we see so many pastimes. We see pastimes of Jagai and Madhai, who were the worst offenders. They were born in the family of Brahmanas, but there was no sinful activity that they did not commit. They put fire in the houses of others. They committed illicit sex. They committed theft. They committed murders. But there was no offense. They would drink liquor, wine, gambling. So there was no offense that they did not commit. No sinful activity that they did not commit. But such people were delivered because, of course, Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. Nityananda Prabhu wanted to deliver them and to glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At the same time, when one of them got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the other one bowed down and he was seeking, please forgive me also. So he was also forgiven because he offered his obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Given that they do not, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took all the reactions of their sinful activities and he said, from this day on, do not commit any more. So if one is really repentant of one's activities, then one is excused. I was also thinking the story of Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni, he committed an offense against Maharaj Ambarish. So Ambarish Maharaj, um, he did not have any offense. It was a minor mistake for which Durvasa Muni wanted to kill him. So but as soon as he created that demon to kill Maharaj Ambarish, there was Sudarshan Chakra immediately present to protect Maharaj Ambarish and to kill. This Sudarshan Chakra, he killed the demon and then he was after Durvasa Muni. So Durvasa Muni was going all over the world, not only this world, but he was going to Lord Brahma, to Lord Shiva, and then finally to Lord Narayan. And Lord Narayan says, Sadhuvo Hridayam Mayam Sadhunam Hridayam Tuham Madanyate na jananti naham tebhyo managapi. That the devotees are in my heart and I am in the heart of my devotees. They do not know anything but me and I do not know anything but them. Anyone but them. So he says, I cannot forgive you. You have to go back to Maharaj Ambarish and request forgiveness. So Durvasa Muni falls at the feet of Maharaj Ambarish. And Maharaj Ambarish, he's a Vaishnava, he did not take an offense, but he offered beautiful prayers to Sudarshan, to pacify Sudarshan. And Srila Prabhupada says that one should not take offense for oneself. If somebody commits an offense to yourself, don't take an offense. But if an offense is committed to a Vaishnav or Krishna, then you should become like fire. You should act like fire. So Sudarshan could not take it. Sudarshan could not take the blasphemy or the offense that Durvasa committed for Maharaj Ambarish. So Maharaj Ambarish had to offer prayers to Sudarshan so that he can be pacified. Also, Sudarshan wanted to, punish Durvasa Muni. So this is the power of devotional service. This is the power of Vaishnava etiquette. And at the same time, we can see in the story of Jagai and Madai, Nityananda Prabhu had to pacify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that he doesn't punish Jagai and Madai. So although Jagai and Madai did not commit an offense against Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because they offended Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so angry at them. So Nityananda Prabhu said, please, my Lord, your avatar is not to kill the demons, but to kill the demoniac spirit in the people. So please remove all the darkness from their heart. Please remove the tendency to commit sinful activities in their heart. Another pastime is of Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. When they were Sakar Malik and the Bir Khas, they were serving in the kingdom of Nawab Hussain Shah. So, who is a meat eater, and they also have to serve them and take salary. So when Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami, they were offering respects to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and they were saying that we are worst offenders than Jagai and Madai. Jagai and Madai were only committing sinful activities, but we are working under somebody who is against the Brahmanical principles. So a Brahmana is never expected to work under somebody. He should never accept an occupation under somebody. That is the occupation of a dog, it is said. Why? Because dog has a master. So a Shudra cannot remain without a master. Brahmana should never accept a master. So, but we have accepted Nawab Hussain Shah as our master. Jagai and Madai did not have a master, although they were committing all kinds of sinful activities. So we are even more degraded, millions of times more degraded than Jagai and Madai. That is the humility of Rupa Goswami and Sanatan Goswami. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu excused them of all their offenses and gave them the title of Rupa and Sanatan. So he reinstated them in the position of Goswamis. So these are the different places where we can receive the mercy of a superior simply by offering obeisances. Another pastime is of Rukmani Devi. When Rukmani Devi was pining for Krishna to come and take her away, there were all those arrangements of Rukmani being married to Shishupal. Rukmani had never seen Krishna. She had only heard about Krishna from Narad Muni, who would occasionally visit his father, um, King Bhishmak. He would visit and he would tell about the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. So Rukmani just gave her heart just hearing about Krishna from Narad Muni. So this is the power of hearing. When there is a pure devotee speaking about Krishna, and then there is a pure, sincere listener. When he hears about Krishna from a pure devotee, his heart is sold out to Krishna. So Rukmini said, I don't want to marry anybody but you. And she wants to send a love letter to Krishna. No, everything originally comes from Bhagavatam. So the original love story also is in Srimad Bhagavatam. So she sent a Brahmana with this love letter to Krishna, and she requests Krishna to kidnap her. And she gives the plan. So Krishna would think, if I come to kidnap you, I have to kill some of your relatives. But she writes a plan that I will go and offer obeisances to Girija, the temple of Girija, which is outside the city. At that time, I will be outside of my palace. So that time you can come and kidnap me. So after that letter, she's she's thinking, when will the Brahmana come back? When will I hear back? So she goes to the temple of Girija, she offers obeisances, and she says to Mother Girija so that Krishna can come and kidnap her. But because it was just at the end, that was the day when she was going to be married, she was almost hopeless, and she was saying to Mother Girija that maybe the Mother Girija is none other than the wife of Lord Shiva. Because Lord Shiva is so angry, he can become so angry. So maybe Girija is also very hard hearted. She doesn't understand my heart. She is not reciprocating to my prayers. That's what Rukmani was thinking. And then Brahmana came, and Brahmana said that Krishna has heard your message, read your message, and he's coming. At that time, Rukmini was so obliged to that Brahman, and she didn't know what should I give. What should I give in this reciprocation? I don't have anything that I can give in reciprocation to this response by the Brahmana. So she simply bowed down. She simply bowed down to the Brahmana. So if we bow down, we offer our body, mind, and words. That's the highest respect we can give to others. Prabhupada also says, I was listening to Prabhupada this morning, if we have committed offense to other devotees, we should just offer obeisances. We should fall down at their feet, offer obeisances. That's how we can seek their mercy and blessings. So our false ego is the toughest thing to tackle in this world. Everything is simple. Prabhupada says, what's the difficulty? There's no difficulty. This false ego is the most difficult thing. So if we can simply bow down our head in front of Krishna, in front of the devotees, then everything is there in our life. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, man mana bhagmad bhakto mad yaji mam namaskuru. Offer homage unto me, offer obeisances to me. And one who does this, Krishna takes the guarantee. Man mana bhagmad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam evashyasi yukvante priya jane prati jane priyosi me. That I guarantee you that you will come back to me. So offering obeisances is a part of devotional service. 64 limbs of devotional service. One is offering obeisances. We have two types of obeisances. One is called Dandvat Namaskar Pranam, and then there is Panchang Pranam. So Dandvat Pranam means when 10 parts of our body touch the ground. So our knees, our chest, hands, the head, and the voice. I have to still count how they are 10, but could you?
2 feet,
2 feet, 2 hands,
two knees,
chest,
chest. Then you have 2 palms.
and
Is anyone counting?
no,
That's 7. 7, yeah, 7.
Okay, 2, 4, 5.
Elbows.
Yeah. Then 2
hands,
2 of the palms, 2 elbows, and the head. It's 10.
Yeah, I also heard somewhere that we also are supposed to say a prayer, and the voice is also part of the 10. When we chant a mantra while bowing down, that is also. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Dandvat is means 10-point namaskar. In when we go for car inspection, they have 150-point inspection. So this is 10 points that should touch the ground, and the other is 5 points where we just we don't our chest doesn't touch the ground, head, knees, and the palms. These are easy to understand. 5. So this is how we can offer respects to others, and we can just feel free. It's just we can get free of all the um, negativity or all the things that might be in our heart against somebody else. Any ill feelings or any offenses that we have committed to others, we can get rid of all that simply by offering obeisances. That's the power of obeisances. Then in text 12, it is said that any important decision we should take guidance. We should, even though we might be sure about the Shastra, we should always take guidance of superiors. So it's called Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Whatever thing we want to do, whatever decision we make in our life, it has to be approved by superiors. So it has to be approved by Shastra, it has to be approved by your Guru, and also by other Vaishnavas. So here, Parikshit Maharaj has taken the decision to fast until death, and he wants to seek the advice of other Vaishnavas who are present there. So he's humbly going to submit this decision of his. Again, going back to the story of Maharaj Ambarish, when Durvasa Muni had come and he asked Maharaj Ambarish to prepare the feast for him, and he went to take the bath. There was a time to break the Ekadashi or full, they say, I mean, in Dwadashi, you have to complete the fast by taking something. So he wanted to take a sip of water because if he takes food, he commits an offense to Durvasa Muni. So if you take water, it's like eating and not eating at the same time. But you, so he knew it from Shastra that is the right thing to do, but still he consulted with the Brahmanas. Still consulted with his ministers, the Brahmanas. Is this the right thing to do? And then he sipped the water. So here also Parikshit Maharaj is seeking advice from Vaishnavas. Is this the right thing to do? This is what I think. So when it is approved by authority, then you can go with confidence. So Maharaj Ambarish was confident. That's why Sudarshan came to protect him. Because Maharaj Ambarish did not do it whimsically. He took the advice from Shastra, he took the advice from his gurus and Vaishnavas. That's why he did it. So it behooves us for any important decision that we take guidance from our superiors, even though we might be very sure about it, about his guarantee. So when we go out for book distribution, we should seek blessings from our superiors, and that. So I will stop here. We have few more minutes for any questions and reflections. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes.
What is the logic between kind of committing offenses before the guest comes. I don't see any problem because it's not.
Say it again.
What is the logic between the offense on part of King Ambarish of taking even if he, let's say, took a full meal before the guest were coming? What I mean, how does it work? And is there any Shastric injunction? If you take, you just go to hell or something.
So the question, Soon Bindu Prabhu is asking why Maharaj Ambarish was supposed to not eat before Durvasha Muni come, because Durvasha Muni came and he was going to take his bath. So why didn't Maharaj Ambarish eat? Why could he not eat? Why is it an offense if he would have eaten?
I mean, he does his own thing and then he serves guests and everyone is happy.
It's just an austerity, because even when we eat food, it's considered as a yajna. When we are honoring the prasadam. So when we eat, we just don't gobble, we just don't finish it quickly. When we eat, we actually offer respects. We are just focused. So if you know that there's a guest who is going to come anytime, Durvasa had already come, he told that he's going to take his bath and come back, and you are in the middle of eating. And it's not just eating, if you are honoring prasad, it's a yajna. You're honoring prasad of the Lord. You won't be able to get up and take care of your guest in the middle. So it's an etiquette that we don't get into something. This is kind of something which will stop us from respecting or paying time and of attention to our guests. So that's my understanding, Prabhu.
I remember it. There's also the injunction, at least for a brahmachari in Gurukula. I think that's described in Bhagavatam. Or at least in Prabhupada talks about it very well. Probably it's coming from somewhere, maybe also some smriti, like Manu smriti. So unless a guru invites a disciple to eat, a disciple should fast. So in this way he learns how to control his urges. So that's the only Shastric injunction. But here we have a king who is not a brahmachari, but you can understand that king is some kind of disciple, because rishi is higher than practically.
Yeah.
One part of disciple does the discipline.
Yeah. That makes sense, bro. That makes sense also.
That's the one. But how it works with householders, how it works with kings. So probably there's also Shastric injunction. For example, when Lord Chaitanya would be visiting somewhere, he would have a policy. The head of the house, how do you call it? The householder, like the husband, main husband in the house. He was supposed to chant. I don't know how many rounds.
64 rounds.
64.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That was the standard.
Also, Lord Chaitanya, when he was with his devotees, they would be ready to take prasad, but Lord Chaitanya would be serving that. And as far as I'm said to Lord Chaitanya, no one's eating until you honor prasad. They're all sitting waiting for Lord Chaitanya.
That's another culture.
Etiquette. It's not only the Shastric injunction, but it's like etiquette. Senior has to honor Shastric.
Yeah, in my household, in my family personally, I have seen that my grandmother would be given the first plate. Only when my mother would cook, my grandmother would be given the first plate. Then everybody will eat after that. Yeah, it's an etiquette. Yes, Timpu.
Thank you for the wonderful class, Kautukarnav. Just a question on offering respect, and then in regards to touching feet, seen some fights break out over feet touching. So I was wondering, because I see sometimes devotees go to touch the feet and then there's a slap away and they'll touch my feet. So the goal was to offer obeisance, but then instead of offering respect, there's a quarrel. Don't touch me, I'll touch you. And then they try to touch that person. And then once I've seen, I was in the kitchen and somebody touched the feet of like a saintly person. Just saintly person was walking in, everyone stopped, and then someone walked up and just walked right in there and touched the feet, put it to the head, and you know. But how do you know, like if you know, say for example, Rana Swami's coming in, I just go and touch his feet? Is that how you know? Is there etiquette? Are there steps? Did you have to ask permission first?
Yeah, offering obeisances you can do from a distance. That you can do anywhere. There's no problem in that. But touching the feet, we should take permission from the person. Yeah, because it is said that when we touch somebody's feet, the other person takes our karma.
But he's a devotee. He doesn't have.
Yeah. So it's up to that person, whom feet you are going to touch. You know, if he gives you the permission, then you can touch the feet.
I think it's best to just if you inspire your exalted soul comes, maybe you can also just do it and you can ask questions up.
Another option is that if it can cause a stampede. If you do it, then others will also do it. In order to avoid that, there's one suggestion, because when they go into the temple, their footwear is outside. You can just go and take the footwear, put on your head. So you get the same mercy without a stampede.
Yeah, you can steal.
Yeah.
You can find his shoes and you just as much as
Yeah. So you beg, borrow, or steal.
My Guru said that it's Krishna's arrangement that whenever the body gets old, you're not so quick and you don't have so much mobility. So like he's made such an arrangement that senior devotees, they can't refuse giving blessings to like younger devotees because they're so quick and they can take it like that. So he said we should take advantage of that actually. in reference to his god siblings. He always tells new initiates to go and take the dust of the feet of his god brothers and god sisters, and they're so old now that they're not able to run away or fight or anything.
There's also, at least in Chaitanya Charitamrita, an example of devotees who are so utterly humble, like Haridas Thakur, who actually didn't even want to come close to Chaitanya, be totally in the back. And even if Lord Chaitanya would invite him, he wouldn't come close. So that's also there. That's also another reason why devotees don't touch, because they feel totally kind of disgusted with their they're kind of too humble to try even that. So they're just staying in the back.
Yeah. So we feel
that
so.
can be also.
Yeah, that's true. And we know the pastime of Raghunath Das Goswami when he was offering obeisances to Nityananda Prabhu from a distance. He didn't want to go close because he felt too humble. I can't go close to Nityananda Prabhu. I'm not qualified to go close to Nityananda Prabhu. But he got the mercy. Nityananda Prabhu noticed him offering obeisances, And he said, "Who is that thief?" And they caught Raghunath Das Goswami, and then he ordered Raghunath Das Goswami to prepare a feast for the devotees. So he got the mercy. So if you offer obeisances, you are going to get the mercy. Yeah, and then you can maybe able to touch the feet also.